Hi, my name's Reuben. Welcome to this short introductory mindfulness meditation. You can use this practice anytime you have 10 minutes to spare. So, to use this practice, find somewhere quiet and comfortable and warm. You can lay down if you want, or you can be seated, whichever is more appropriate for who you are and where you're at. If you're seated, just do your best to sit up straight, creating some space in between your hips and your lower ribs, which will allow your breath to move freely. And when you're ready, we'll begin. And with our eyes closed, the senses draw inwards. And this is our opportunity to become aware of more subtle experiences than those that are stimulated by the senses. So by closing our eyes, we've turned the volume down on our visual sense, but perhaps the sense of hearing has turned its volume up. And the first thing we might notice is that those tiny little sounds that are around us in our space have appeared to become a little more obvious. And knowing this as a trick of the mind, we can tick the box and take a step back. Not quite plugging our ears, but just becoming a less disturbed by the movements of sound in the atmosphere. And immediately that we take that step back, the next thing we may notice is the physical sensations of the body. The feeling of the buttocks as they press onto our seat. The feeling of the upright spine that may well be used to being in a more relaxed, slouched position. We may notice the feeling of the slight breezes moving through our space. And again, noticing these becomes our signal that the volume's been turned up on these because we've turned the volume down elsewhere. And again, in this knowing, we can tick the box and take a step back further to the more subtle, to the sensations of the breath. Noticing as we inhale the bodily sensations, noticing the expansion of the tummy, the rib cage, feeling the spine lengthen, becoming aware of the softening through the body as the breath slips out. And these awarenesses being super subtle, there is a pulse between being aware of the breath and from that depth being pulled outwards to the body, to the sounds, sometimes even getting pulled out to open our eyes. And all of this is okay. This is all part of the process. This is something that becomes more refined as we take our time with this practice, as we give ourselves the gift of time and space. So each time we notice ourselves getting pulled out a little bit, again, this is our gentle reminder to come back to this feeling of I am breathing. I am aware of the breath. Watching the inhale expand. Watching the exhale soften. And watching this pulse of breath. And as we come into the later stages of our seated practice, the stillness in the body has this profound effect, whereby the breath starts to slow down, becomes more subtle, more refined. And it's in this space that there is the potential for these pauses. At the bottom, as we've breathed out completely, this rest, this pause. Or maybe at the top, as you're completely full of breath. Possibly in the middle. Not needing to breathe in or out. But all of this comes naturally without any real gripping or trying. The inhales, known as puraka. The exhales, rechaka. And the pauses, known as kumbhaka. This practice of natural breath awareness. And on hearing the chime that tells us we have sat for our 9 minutes, we've given ourselves that gift of time and space and awareness, this self-care, this active self-love. Ensure that we are gentle with ourselves as we come out of this still quiet space. Moving gently with wiggles of fingers, maybe wiggles of toes, gentle twists through the shoulders, a little wiggle of the neck and the head. Allowing the eyes to open and closing the practice by bringing the palms together in front of the heart to create that seal. Bowing the head to remind ourselves of our gratitude.